through the woke word minefield. The sun was frying the desert like a cheap taco, casting shadows like lies across the cracked streets of Woketown, a town so warped it made my skull ache worse than when I tried pronouncing Worcestershire in English class. I'm Juan, fresh off the border, well, not so fresh. 5 or 6 years worth of English clawed from greasy diner menus and night school flashcards. Each word a brick in my new life, but now the woke crowd's flipping the dictionary, turning my hard-earned words into funhouse mirror where nothing means what it should. I stood in Woketown's dusty square, clutching my busted guitar, strings wobblier than a drunk on a tightrope, and strummed the chord so sour it could make a mule bawl. My heart's iron, sons, but my tunes are a trainwreck, and today I'm guiding you, my brood, through this minefield of woke words, where truth gets gutted and manhood's under siege. This is for the boys, and I'm Papa Juan, strumming a tale of battle and linguistic lunacy to be a real man. Tough, honest, ready to take a hit for what's right. Grab a seat by the fire, boys, and let's wade into this swamp. Woketown was a battlefield, sons, where words were weapons sharper than a switchblade. The woke had twisted language, calling moms birthing people crooks, justice-involved individuals, to cage truth and club folks like me, who barely mastered hello before they yanked the rug out. A think tank called Third Way, a bunch of lefty suits with sweaty palms, was begging their own to ditch 44 of these nonsense terms to save their hides from getting trounced at the polls. I named the culprits to roast their idiocy and show how this word game's a minefield that attacks honest folk, divides neighbors, and buries common sense. My guitar wailed off key as my English, but I was marching through, steady to stand tall like a man who knows his worth, scars and all. One, the word police, and Third Way's white flag. I'd come to Woketown to build a life, my English hard-won, through sweaty diner shifts and nights wrestling with verbs that twisted my tongue like barbed wire. But the second I hit town, the word police, smug types in rainbow vests, clutching clipboards like they were handing down divine law, swarmed me. Say, birthing person, not mother, one hissed, eyes glinting like a vulture sizing up roadkill. I laughed, strumming a chord that sounded like a cat in a blender. I spent a year learning mother to honor my mama, and now you want me to unlearn it? What's next? Calling a taco a culinary equity rap? They didn't crack a smile. These clowns were dead serious, rewriting reality to suit their fever dreams, and if you didn't play along, you were canceled, doxxed, or fired faster than you could say adios. But get this, sons, even their own kinds had enough. Third Way, A pack of lifelong Democrats dropped a memo called, "Was it something I said?" A whiny plea to stop their rivals by ditching 44 woke terms that make them sound like they're beaming in from Mars. They're begging their party to talk like humans, not like professors high on their own jargon. Why? 'Cause words like birthing people just don't confuse, they alienate regular folks, the ones who would rather grill a burger than parse a sociology thesis. Calling a mom a birthing person ain't inclusive. It's erasing her heart, her role. Like telling me my guitar is just a stringed noise device. Third waves, waving the white flag sons. 'Cause their word games are losing them the fight. And I'm standing here laughing at the irony with my guitar, wailing like a coyote with a hangover. Two, the 44-term gauntlet of nonsense. When the word police chief, a weasel with glasses thick as soda bottles, thrust a list at me, them 44 third-way terms split into 6 buckets of pure, unfiltered nonsense. I read 'em aloud, my accent thick, sarcasm thicker, like I was reciting a script for a dystopian comedy written by a room full of caffeinated lunatics. "Buckle up, sons," I said. "This is gonna make your ears bleed." Therapy speak. Words that scold you for not being sensitive enough, like privilege, othering, triggering, centering, holding space, or progressive stack. It's like they're handing you a tissue with a guilt trip, whining, "Cry harder, you heartless brute." I'd rather strum my guitar till it screams than whisper holding space. Like some wannabe shaman, my mama didn't raise me to grovel for imagery sins. Seminar room language. Jargon that screams, "I'm smarter than you, peasant." Think subverting norms, systems of oppression, critical theory, cultural appropriation, or Overton window. Sounds like a grad student trying to impress his cat. Not a man talking sense. I learned freedom to mean liberty, not a lecture on decolonizing my damn tacos. Organizer jargon. Bureaucratic babble like radical transparency, small d democracy, barriers to participation, stakeholders, food insecurity, or housing insecurity. Calling hunger, caloric scarcity, don't fill my belly. And I ain't calling my landlord a housing access facilitator just 'cause you say so. Gender, orientation correctness. Terms that spit on biology and tradition, like birthing person, pregnant people, chest feeding, heteronormative, patriarchy. These ain't inclusive. They're erasing moms and dads, like telling me my sister's just a gestational unit. I learned, mother, to honor the woman who raised me, not to play your word roulette. Crime and incarceration, words that soft pedal truth, like justice-involved individual for a felon, or undocumented immigrant for someone here illegally. It's like calling a thief a resource redistribution specialist. Truth gets lost in the shovel, and I ain't relearning English to coddle the crooks. Racial justice jargon. Terms like white supremacy, which is slapped on everyone, even non-whites. Racial equity or decolonizing, accusing folks of being villains just for existing. It's not about fixing wrongs, it's about dividing neighbors, making us snarl like dogs over a bone. These words are a red flag, Wren, I said, strumming a chord that'd make a dog howl. They don't unite, they alienate. Like you're trying to make me learn English all over again just to keep up with your nonsense. Third Way's memo says it plain. This jargon's a loser, pushing away folks who just want straight talk, not a lecture. The destruction of wordplay. I faced Wren's crew, their clipboards gleaming like guillotines, ready to chop me down for saying mother instead of their woke gospel. Why is this word twisting so damn destructive, sons? 'Cause it's a weapon, sharper than a scorpion's sting. The woke use terms like birthing person to rewrite reality, turning a mom's love into a clinical footnote. It's like telling me my guitar is just a vibration generator. It strips away the meaning, the heart, the truth. This ain't about inclusion. It's about control, painting folks like me, conservatives who love family, honesty, and plain speech, as backwards bigots for using words that made sense a decade ago, 1,000 years ago. Say the wrong word and you're canceled, shamed, or fired, like a man stealing in a town with no mercy. It's a trap, sons. A power grab that divides neighbors, pits brother against brother, sons against their father. When you can't say mother without fear of a mob, you ain't free. You're in a cage, and the woke hold the key. It's divisive as hell, making us fight over words instead of facing real problems, and it's a loser's game. Third Way's memo proves it. Their jargon alienates the very folks they need, like trying to sell a steak to a vegan. Calling a felon a justice-involved individual don't fix crime. It just makes folks roll their eyes and walk away. Regular folks, your buddies, your cousins, want truth, not a word salad tossed by a sanctimonious chef. I strummed the gritty chord, my voice low. I learned English to speak truth, Wren, not to play your game. You want to erase mother? I'll take the hit. Call me out. Fire me. I ain't blending. Truth, like the fire in my gut when I think of my mama. Family, like the sister I'd fight for. That's the compass through this minefield. Compassion, not control. Wren's face twisted like he'd been bitten by a lemon. But I kept talking. You claim your words are compassionate, Wren, but real compassion don't need jargon. It's in the heart, folks giving to the poor, lifting the weak, and not because some rule says so, but 'cause it's right. I thought of my mama, feed neighbors from her tiny kitchen, no government forms required. That's the conservative way, sons. Helping because you choose to, not because some bureaucrats got a whip. The woke want to play savior with their equity buzzwords, but it's a sham, accusing folks of sins they didn't commit to push a narrative that fractures us. Real men don't need birthing person to honor a mother's love. They show it with actions, not lip service. I remembered the stories I had heard, even from far-off lands. Men who would die for their beliefs, like those Muslim terrorists. They know their why, taking the ultimate hit for what they hold to be true. Whether their belief is a lie is irrelevant. It's their belief. What's your hill, Wren? I asked. Control? Power? 'Cause it ain't compassion. My guitar wailed a soulful, off-key riff like the battle hymn gone rustic. That's the mark of a man, not bending to woke wordplay. Navigating the minefield to manhood. The word police closed in, ready to haul me off, but I stood my ground, guitar in hand, like a man facing a storm. Here's the play, sons, I said, voice steady. This woke word mess, birthing persons, privilege, all of it is a minefield. It attacks truth, divides us, spits on what's real. Third way is right to ditch 'em, but the damage is done. You navigate this by holding fast to what's true. Honor your mama. Speak plain. Stand tall. Be brave, like facing a mob for saying what's right. Be honest, like loving your family without fancy terms. Be sacrificial, ready to take the hit, losing your job, your name for what matters. I strummed a proud, wobbly chord. The sound echoing like the Lone Rider's farewell. Strum your own tune, sons. Even if it's as bad as my guitar. Stand as a man, tough, honest, fierce. Work hard, give freely. Don't let woke words cage you. And if you hear my guitar, don't laugh. I'm just trying, like you.